Pumps once, is in trouble, eludes a tackle, gets out of the end zone. He's to the 5, he's to the 10, crashes to the 15, out across the 20, crashes to the 25, out across the 30, 35, 40, look out, he could go, he's to the 40, he's to the 30, he's to the 20, he's to the 10, he's all the way!
Totally unbelievable.
Ball right on the end. The snap is down. The kick is up. The kick is on its way, and the kick is good! He bangs it in there. 57 yards out of school record to put the Huskers in front, 33-31.
To the near side. Kellogg gets a shotgun snap. Final play of the game. Ron waiting for the wideouts to get downfield. Launches the throw down toward the goal line. Going up. Ball tipped in the air. Caught! Touchdown! Jordan Westerkamp! Nebraska wins the game on the final play of the contest! Oh, baby!
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! What a scene in Lincoln, baby! Woo!
Deep for Nebraska. Here's Wiley's kick. Gets high. It holds up there. Rogers takes the ball at the 30. He's hit and got away. Back upfield to the 35, to the 40. He's to the 45. He's to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 20, to the 10. He's all the way home. Holy moly. Man, woman, and child did that. Put him in the aisle. Johnny the Jet Rogers just tore them loose from their shoes.
Hello, everybody. It's, well, we would call this 5 points of contact. It's something new we're trying. I thought that, after the games, there's a lot of live shows and there's a lot of competition amongst Nebraska people. And I don't really want to get into a position where I'm competing with like Connor at Corn Crazed or maybe Adam Carricker if he's doing anything live or Go Big Redcast or any of those people. So I thought it'd be different to just watch games. And the problem is Brian is not here because his work schedule got changed. And everybody else at CornNation appears to have like actual plans and routines that they have for game days. And I don't really have a plan or a routine. I just sit down and watch games. And right now I'm watching the end of the Florida State Clemson game. Clemson just missed a field goal that would have put them ahead 27-24. There's 49 seconds left. Florida State is trying to drive the field for the game-winning field goal. So, I don't know. We're waiting for Louisiana Tech. What we've heard is that Heinrich Harburg is going to be the starter. And but the thing is if you look at Twitter, down on the field, apparently Jeff Sims is going through the the same thing is happening as last week. Heinrich Harburg is practicing and doing reps with Ben Scott, the center, and Jeff Sims is taking reps, but it looks like he's not going to start. So I don't know. I would have preferred that Sims got the start and we tried to see if he was going to be any good. I also don't know how this is going to go. I just jumped. When I was a kid, I got thrown into the deep end of the pool and people yelled at me how to swim. That's, I think that's how my family did everything. Kind of, you'll figure it out. It'll be okay. Fine. Whatever. So probably should have started closer to game time, but we do get to watch the end of the exciting Florida State Clemson game. I'm kind of, Linnea in Nebraska says, but we love your post-game reaction. I don't think I'll do this for the entire game because I think it'll be very difficult to do for an entire game. So there will still be a post-game reaction. I don't know if you watched earlier football. Michigan played Rutgers, beat them 31-7. Rutgers scored first. Rutgers, the score wasn't as bad as it looked for Rutgers. Rutgers actually played decently. They had a 4th and 2 where they went to try a screen pass, and the screen pass was intercepted and returned for a touchdown. It really broke Rutgers toward the end of the game. But Michigan has now scored over 30 points in all their games and held their opponents to, I believe, 7 points in every game, or 10 or less. And they haven't done that since 1971. So certainly next week is going to be a challenge for Nebraska, but that's next week. This week we have Louisiana Tech, a game that we should win easily, honestly, which is why we're doing this experiment now, because I think next week my hands would probably be shaking too much for me to type. Florida State with a 4th and 10, 18 seconds left. This game's probably going to overtime. So the obvious news on all across the world is, the Colorado, Oregon buzz. Over on Twitter, there's video of Colorado players walking on the Oregon logo on the middle of the field and scruffing it with their feet and stuff like that. The same thing they said was disrespectful to them when Nebraska gathered for a prayer at midfield. And nobody will care about if Nebraska complains about it, because the hype and the media buzz and all the bullshit that's going on with Colorado is just so over the top. The media, it's a media love fest. So is there hypocrisy there? Yeah, there's kind of some hypocrisy there, but nobody will care about it. The same way that if you watched ESPN's College Game Day, you might have seen McAfee complaining about the Pac-12 not being able to get a TV deal, and the ESPN people constantly going, oh, who destroyed the Pac-12, when it was actually them. So, college football and our sports, it's the dumbest thing in the world. It really is. And that's okay. We love it anyway. Whew. Also last night, I don't know if you watched Wisconsin-Purdue. Wisconsin dispatched Purdue pretty easily. Well, the 4th and 10 fell incomplete for Florida State. Clemson player down on the field. Anyway, Wisconsin last night, Wisconsin dispatched Purdue, honestly, pretty easily. Purdue looked not good, and that's being kind. Purdue's, the one thing I took away from that game is Ryan Walters is a defensive coach, and yet Purdue's defense honestly never looked like they were not out of position in any play throughout the game. And Wisconsin's offense, I think their offense looked decent, but not great. That Braylon Allen, I think he's their big guy. That he's going to be their playmaker again this year. They lost Malusi, one of their running backs. They probably lost him for the year because it looked like he broke his leg last night, and that's pretty terrible. So, Wisconsin, can they win the West? Well, anybody can win the West at this point. I think it's just a wide open bucket of poop at this point. I keep saying whoever figures it out the soonest is going to be the one that wins the West. I probably should have started this closer to game time. Linnea says, this is a new room. I don't think you've ever made a video from the living room. I think I've done the after game live shows from here. I'm just sitting on my couch. I think my family's not joining me for this game. because they're probably like, I don't want to hear him talk through the entire game. Oops. Oh, my bad. That's okay. Okay, 228. I don't know if you guys use it, but YouTube TV has this 4-screen thing where you can watch 4 games at the same time. That's pretty cool. But you can't pick them. You can only choose they have like four game layout things, and you can choose which 4 games layout that you want to watch. And I've come to the conclusion that while I have a really big TV, I needed like a 3,000-inch TV for the 4-screen thing to work because my eyes aren't that great. Clemson, Florida State to overtime. I was going to say earlier, I'm conflicted in this game. For as much time and effort as I put into hating Florida State when we played them over and over and lost to them, I'm kind of glad to see them. They're ranked 4th or 3-0. I'm kind of glad to see them playing good football because it was so painful to watch their offensive line for years when they couldn't even block and got all their quarterbacks killed. But at the same time, I'd really like Clemson to beat them because you know what? If my team can't be ranked in the top 20, then I don't want anybody else to have joy either. Okay, let's flip over to the Big Ten Network. Hold on a second.
They lose Matthew Bailey, the safety, who did pretty well in some reserve minutes a year ago. And he was one of the few experienced guys back there. Someone has to step up. And I'll also tag along with the get right game.
This is the part where you need a partner when I'm doing stuff.
We wish him well, of course, but this defense has to suffer. They have to. The Big Ten West is wide open. You have Purdue next week. Let's get the
somebody else that could keep talking while I was typing and doing stuff like on our game threads and things like that. That's the hardest part about doing the game day stuff is, which I've mostly turned over to my staff this year, is handling the last year. For the past few years, I've tweeted at the same time, done game threads at the same time, done, wrote the second half game thread, sometimes recap. And I'm kind of glad I've divided it up, but apparently now I'm stupid enough to try this again. Okay.
I want to see the least amount of Luke Altmaier that we have seen all season.
Is this?
Just last week, he stopped being their leading rusher.
It's still 10 minutes away. That's the thing about these things. They say like 2:30, and then the kickoffs are always delayed. And my hands are shaking for some reason. Good God.
From the tailbacks. The story in Nebraska has been the defense. It's really been fabulous. Newsom, one of the leaders of that team.
Oh, we'll stay here for a few minutes. So, where on YouTube TV can you get the 4-game thing? Linnea asks. Well, keep in mind that YouTube TV is a completely different thing than YouTube. So all these people have gone to streaming, right? So YouTube TV is a streaming. It's not YouTube. It's a streaming platform for TV. So it's a completely different subscription. I think it's like $80 a month. And that's where you get that. And then if you go select sports, then they start popping up all these 4-screen things. And I think, honestly, I kind of miss Dish Network. We had Dish Network for many years. And the ability for me to go back and forth on the DVR thing was great because I like that. Being between plays, I just sit there and go back and forth. And then I realized my family was plotting my demise because they hated that with a severe passion. And now on YouTube TV, I never do that because it's just too goofy with the way you stream. You tried to go back and forth. Okay, Linnea says, I have YouTube TV. Well, you should go to home, and if you select sports, it should all start popping up there where you can do that. Oh my God. That's the thing. The conservative Husker says today the Huskers get a win and the Buffs get exposed. That'd be nice. I don't think it's gonna stop the hype train for Colorado just because all these media people love it so much. But it'd be nice to get them. It would be nice to watch them get stomped into the ground. Highlander Gunda says, I prefer free TV. Well, you know what? So do I. But I kind of have to report on this stuff, and we get to watch the EPL, English Premier League. I've given up on. Lenny is back with poopy 4-game selection. There is a gob of 4-game selections. That's the thing about them. In the mornings before football starts, I have started watching the English Premier League soccer rather than watch the pregame shows because, quite frankly, I've gotten tired of the pregame stuff. I mean, it's not the Colorado thing. I haven't watched them for 2-3 years now just because, I don't know, ESPN College Game Day seems so canned. And, the big Fox guys. I don't mind Urban Meyer as a commentator. I think he does a really good job. Here we are in Lincoln, Nebraska. I think he does a really good job, but I don't know. I prefer the live sports stuff. So here we are with BTN in Lincoln, Nebraska. And the stadium looks full and beautiful. The red looks redder than ever. The big deal with this game is whether or not the weather was going to affect this game. And so far, I haven't heard anything updated on that, or at least that it's really threatening. Okay, Mitch Sherman tweets that Heinrich Harburg is announced with the starting lineup on Husker Vision at the Memorial Stadium. Go Big Redcast says during the starting lineups, they called Gifford the rover linebacker. I don't know what their terms are. By the way, normally during these games, I spew play stuff. But the honest to God truth is, I don't know it that well. That's why you should watch the post-game overreaction thing with Haas. Because Haas at one point in his life wanted to be he wanted to get into coaching, and he's learned shit tons about offense. And I forgot a lot of the stuff I knew about offense. But Haas knows a lot of the plays, and he knows different schemes, and he knows how different coaches, and he's one of those guys that, I don't know, probably reads playbooks in his downtime or his off time for fun. There you go. Brandon Stiver says, go to the home tab and it will offer some selections. Aaron Dury says, Tottenham Hotspur. I think this morning was a Manchester City and Nottingham Forest, and there was a red card, and there was like a lot of angry soccer going on. It was kind of cool. James Wardman, humidity is off the charts here in Lincoln. And we get Matt Millen. I love Matt Millen. I really do. And I love Matt Millen because he just goes on about stuff. And he was a really not very good general manager for the Detroit Lions is what I remember about him the most. But he just goes on about stuff. And I don't know why I like him. You know why? He gives me hope that someday I could be a color commentator, even though I'm close to retirement in real life. All right. We're getting closer. If everybody would just shut up, we'd kick the ball off and the play would start. James Boardman says Millen has good insight. I think he does. I think he does a decent job of it. I don't think he's too full of himself either, and he's not a guy who has this need to have big catchphrases. I'm making this up as I go. Oh my God, we have a pregame interview with Matt Rule. I hate these. Oh, there's a nice shot of a hug between Harburg and Sims. Good teammate camaraderie stuff. So what do you guys want? You want Nebraska to start on defense or offense?
Sonny Cumby is the head coach for Louisiana Tech. He's in his second season from Snyder, Texas. Played collegiately at Texas Tech. He's been an assistant coach in his coaching career at Texas Tech at TCU, 42 years old. Interim head coach in 2021 at Texas Tech after Matt Wells.
David Matney says defense.
He was 3-9.
Oh my God, just kick off.
There were some showers earlier today, but the rain has stopped now for about 3 hours. Cloudy, 74 degrees, winds at 11 miles an hour. High humidity today, but it is a wonderful day for football here at Memorial.
I used to know why the students hold we didn't hold the shoes up when I was a student. I forgot what that even means other than kickoff. Didn't they do that for like Alex Henry? Start that with Alex Henry? Oh my God, here we go. Well, we're starting on defense. And it's a touchback. By the way, I don't know if you saw this, but on Twitter, if you follow like Erin Sorensen, she used to be with Hail Varsity. Now her and Brandon Vogel are doing their own newsletter. They're both very good at what they do, but they have some nice pictures of down on the field with apparently Adria Martinez and Taylor Martinez have met for the first time. As Adrian Martinez is now an intern at Nebraska, and Taylor Martinez was inducted into the Hall of Fame, the Nebraska Football Hall of Fame. Okay, first pass incomplete. Let's get a 3-and-out. Backup quarterback for Louisiana Tech. And there's a high throw by the backup quarterback, 3rd and 10.
These receivers, they got the balls from there. They can't drop them. You can see this defense, offense rather, Bowser, Scoot Harris is the guy, and Cyrus Allen. Those guys have to make plays.
There's probably going to be a lot of silence in this as I watch. I don't know. Tried to set up kind of a screen, and oh my God, he got farther than he should have. But it should be short. Okay, he probably got a first down. The screen block was, okay, 1st and 10.
Moody will pass the ball up near the 38-yard line. A gain of 3 for Louisiana Tech, who has
We haven't seen any of those screen passes, those plays we used to hate under the previous coaching regime. We haven't seen any of those in our offense, really. And I guess everybody got really sick of them, and I'm sure if we saw them now, everybody'd freak out. But they're good plays. They're good plays to stretch the defense to the side of the field. And if you execute them correctly, they can be just like running plays because they're pretty high percentage.
What you see is Baker in the middle. He's the key to that whole thing. He's right over the nose. He determines everything, how that run goes up front. Wherever you see very active. Bulk in the middle, another guy who makes a lot of plays. Gifford on the backside, along with Omar Brown, Singleton, Herzog, and Newsom. They're all active, and they're good cover guys. Abraham Dolphin is the center. He's on the ball.
Oh, good God. The guy got tackled. Okay, Gavin Robinson says, John, I got a question for you. What do you think of last game against the NIU Huskies? I think Nebraska played, honestly, about close to as perfect a game as you can play. I mean, they were sluggish in the first half on offense, but they got going in the second half. They ran, I think the offense is running the ball better. By the way, on this last play, I mean, one of our defensive line got double teamed and basically, pretty much tackled. But I know that we always complain that they don't call holding against Nebraska. Well, they don't call holding against anybody. So no chance for a return on the punt. And here comes the offense with Heinrich Harburg. But they don't. I think a couple years ago, listen, the game book, I've mentioned the game book a few times. The game books that they put out, they're available to media people. Those are the official records of games. And you can go through game books and look at all the penalties. So, right, when you look at a box score, it lists just the penalties. But if you look at the game, if you go through the plays in the game book, okay, I just said they don't call holding. They call holding on us on the punt return. What the hell? I'm going to doom everything. Okay, but you can go through the plays in the game book, and you can literally look up all of the calls. And I went through those for an entire year of the Big Ten. And I didn't call holding. I don't know. I could probably find the article, but they did not call holding very much at all against anybody, not just Nebraska, which is why if you're like like last year, Bryce Benhart wasn't doing well. That's why you just hold the guy if you can't block him so he doesn't hit your quarterback.
Is that the new iPhone 15 Pro? Yeah, got it at T-Mobile. And he went back. I love that titanium. You need to go to T-Mobile.
I'll probably do this for about a quarter. The other thing is going to be interesting about doing this kind of stuff if we were to do this live more often. Probably should do like a halftime live for about 15, 20 minutes. But now I completely lost my train of thought. Which is why I probably need a second person with these.
Too spicy?
Utah leads UCLA already 7-0. I would expect Utah to beat the snot out of them. I don't know, maybe not. God. Kansas. James Boardman says going live for a full game would require pee breaks. That's true. Okay, we're going to come out on our first offensive possession here as soon as we get done looking at the cheerleaders. What are we going to run? Option. And it's a pass. And we're sacked. Oh, my God. And the guy that was supposed to pick up the blitz picked up the wrong guy in the blitz. So, 2nd and 17. What a start. And now we're going to have to be throwing the ball in our first possession. Now we're going to run. We're going to run like an inverted veer for no blocking, probably a gain of 2 yards. And now it's 3rd and long, and we're going to have to be throwing the ball again. This was not expected. This is what happens when you give up the sack. David Matney says, what happened to run the damn ball? You know, that's a good question. I'm not sure why they started with a pass. Harburg's under pressure again. Oh, my God, and he gets a first down. Billy Camp, it's a nice scramble out of pressure by Harburg, and nice side arm again to Billy Camp, who just gets enough strength to get upfield, and I think he got a really good spot. Okay, so we start over with the new offensive possessions, first 10. Now we're going to run the ball. Look, a run. And there's not much room, and it's a gain of 2 yards. And keep in mind, we're running against the Louisiana Tech defense. It's like 115th in rush defense. It's another pass play. Okay, well, I would imagine it's hard to run an offense when you're constantly running for your life if you're trying to throw the ball. So, you know how they always say halftime adjustments? Halftime is way too long to wait for an adjustment. So with that or whatever Louisiana Tech is doing here, they need to, it'd be nice to see a score on the first possession, 3rd and 8. No pressure under Harburg, long ball into double coverage, broken up. Well, I guess it was on target. It was just into double coverage to a guy that was covered. They're lucky it wasn't picked off. I mean, he was open early. Jeff Sims was doing this too, where he'd have guys that were open early in the process, and he would wait a long time to throw the ball. And there's a flag. David Manny says, are we trying new things since this is a lesser opponent? I don't think you'd do that. I don't think so, no. From, the way that they're motioning guys to I don't think there's anything really new that we're doing. I guess I wouldn't do that until I'd already scored once and the offense got into some kind of rhythm. James Borman says, Rule expected a heavy blitz game from Louisiana Tech. Are we doing this again? Yes, we are.
Receiver, kick returner, punt returner. Smoke got a lot of make you miss him. Yes, he does. Matt Rule spoke glowingly about
They want to pin him deep. And that's a good punt. Oh, gosh. Guy picked it up on the hop, got it out to about the 14. It was a good maneuver by them, gained 4 extra yards, got him out of their own end, deeper. And then we go to commercial. So we take our YouTube TV and flip back, and then we go to the 4-screen thing. And Colorado, Oregon is on commercial, which means somebody probably scored already. Maryland's up 7-0 on Michigan State. Alabama up 3-0 on Ole Miss. Utah up 7-0 on UCLA. And the Fansville commercial. What do you guys think of the Fanville commercials? Oh my God, John Porter says, not only do I have to suffer on Saturdays, I'm also a Browns fan, so it's like the same thing the next game. John, why are you a Browns fan? I realize I was born in my Nebraska fandom, but most NFL teams, you kind of pick them as fans, don't you? Do you not get born into that? Fred Sacco says he hates the Fanville commercials. Why is that, Fred? I think they're pretty much on target about college football in particular. Oh my God, this is the problem with the 4-screen thing, is you got to pick through 38 iterations of these things to finally get where you want. And what I want is the Nebraska and then the Colorado game, so I can watch them get smoked on the same screen. And they're not giving this to me because they're bastards. I don't know how you guys watch TV in your house, but I watch TV. I'm not as bad as I used to be, but I used to drive my family completely insane. Okay. David Mandy says they're better than the Dion commercials, which just got started, didn't they? I mean, Kentucky Fried Chicken, I haven't eaten there in years. It's not a place I choose to go because I just don't, my heart arteries already had a problem. Okay. Linnea likes the Fansville commercials, but they need to more stories except we're playing the same two. That's true, but they probably have to pay more. Fred is, I'd rather watch Kotex commercials than Dion commercials, but they're basically the same thing. Wow. And there's a flag down. It looks like it's probably going to be pass interference or holding on Nebraska, I guess, where it's thrown. Yeah. Holding on Nebraska, first down Louisiana Tech. We're kind of screwing around here.
You can see him down the field right there. He's getting held. He can't get away. So
Hartog with the arm wrap.
Those defensive linemen, any defensive linemen are out there, if you have any
Okay, see that? There's the quick screen, and, the defense is sucking out there. You saw the swarming tackle on that side screen. The thing about the screens is they're very quick. At least they're supposed to be executed very quickly. I know when Nebraska did those, sometimes it looked like they were just lobbing the ball out there. I think that was the first game of the Illinois game in 2021 that we just was horrible.
Years at Louisiana Tech, 250 career receptions now. He's the 80th player in FBS history with at least 250 receptions. 5 of those 80.
3rd and 3. Fred says if we ever run that lateral screen again, I'll burst into flames. It's not a bad play again if you execute it properly, and it's, you know what I mean. It's done. These guys are doing it right, where they're doing it very quick. The play is very quick. You have the blockers in position. They execute. Your goal is to gain 4 or 5 yards, maybe 3 yards. Well, not 3, but 4 or 5 yards, and to pull the defense out to the side. So then you move the passing patterns around the field like Louisiana Tech is doing. Screen out here, then maybe something cross in the middle, then slot, comeback route. I would guess that's what you would want to do anyway. I'm not an offensive coordinator. Every time I go to the Oregon game, it's at a commercial, which I assume means Oregon is scoring quickly. Well, Oregon is ahead 7-0. I don't know. Fred Sacco says Oregon getting is probably a bunch of TV timeouts so they could show Deion Sanders brand preparation age commercials. And it's 3rd and 3. Does the real new Herbie look that much different than the old Herbie? I mean, realistically, does it really make any difference? Oh, they had that open. Louisiana Tech had that open. They had it really open. And the backup quarterback overthrows him. Showed blitz, and backed off. Right over the top of the linebackers. Deion Pryor says, apparently we're not going to run the ball today. Well, it looks like we get another chance as Billy Kemp fair catches a punt at the 15. And here's the thing. I think if you're going to run the ball today, you need to pick up. Oh, my God. The other thing I forgot is how many commercials are in these games anymore. If you're going to run the ball, you need to pick up more than 2 yards on first down, I guess, for me. Otherwise, you're going to have to mix it up. Ole Miss had Alabama 7-3. Oregon with the ball. Look, it's a wide receiver screen. Deion Pryor, what the fuck is with our punt return team? I don't know. I wish they would actually do punt returns more often. I guess I would have thought. I mean, Billy Kemp there was going to go against 3 guys, but Oregon's got a 4th and 2. Oh my God, and we're still in a commercial with the other one. Fred is with bring back Santino Panico. Oregon with the wide receiver screen, and they pick up the first round because they executed it really well and they did it very quickly. And again, Colorado was Colorado didn't react in time. So 1st and 10, Oregon on their 25 maybe. I like those screens. I like the wide receiver screens, the bubble screens, but you have to have a quarterback that's very, very quick release and wide receivers that are going to be able to block and, option, 8-yard gain. That's not bad. It looks like we're going to run option I bet we run option this series. They need to do something. They need to get into kind of okay, we're going to go now. Fedoni came across and made the block to get, Harburg a few more yards there. Another option play. Harburg keeping, first down.
This is a nice job right here by Harburg and a good job of kind of getting some blocks. He has to beat one guy, and he picks up the first down before he does. Right down the line of scrimmage.
Remember in the old days, oh God, we're doing that. In the old days, they do this thing where they those 3 and 4 yard gains in the first quarter turned into 7 and 8 yard gains in the fourth. And they were right, of course, but okay, 2-yard gain on first down.
Get to that second level. If you can get him to the second level, he's a big kid. He's got good strength, though. He's got some speed. And once he can get the edge or he can get to the next level, that's where he's a problem for the secondary. 915 yards and 6 touchdowns on the ground for Grant last year. Fumbled in the opener against Minnesota.
Run the ball. This has to be the run the ball series. Come on. And they're throwing the ball. Well, there you go. There's a nice catch. Billy Kemp in there. Now look at this. When he catches this ball, he keeps struggling for more yards, and the other guy comes in late and hits him. I could never understand why anybody wanted to be a wide receiver watching that kind of stuff. A guy running full speed at you and hits you while another guy is holding on to you. It just looks nuts to me. But I guess you get more glory being a wide receiver. Quarterback draw. That wasn't kind of really. Two yards again on first down. But the offense, you know what? The offense is kind of getting into a rhythm. They've had a nice completion. They've had some nice games. They're picking up first downs. Just keep extending the possessions. And then, you know, if you get enough first downs, you score. Oh, that was overthrown. And now it's going to be, what, 3rd and 9, which is why you kind of look at it and go, do I really want to throw?
Smoke Harris are similar builds, and they're similar players. They both are quick guys, quick twitch guys, get in and out of breaks real fast. They're hard on the underneath routes. They both catch the ball well. Good with the ball after the catch. 8 catches, 70 yards this season for Billy. And he's already added to those numbers. There's a 3rd down. The Louisiana Tech struggled in this department on defense last week.
Oh, my God. You know, Harburg put that ball in there, and was that Washington just dropped it? It's right there. James Boardman says our O-line is a hot mess on this series. You know, the honest to God, they look slow. They look like they're coming off the ball very, very slow. I don't. Look, they do a punt return. Oh, look, Oregon scored. They're up 13-0. And now it's back to a commercial.
No points so far. Harris dealt with that moment when the sun peeked out from the clouds and was able to field the punt. And now here is Jacob Fields, a converted defensive back in fall camp. The freshman converted.
You know, the nice thing to see about our defense is that they're swarming around the ball always. All right, 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3. Fields needs to come out. Fred Sacco, both Sims and Harburg have stared down receivers all year so far. I agree with that. I mean, the offense is going to be a work in progress, I think, is honestly until we get – oh, come on. That was a good fake for a first down for La Tech. What are they, the Bulldogs? Yeah, the Bulldogs.
It's not necessarily to read as much as it is it's a call play. He's still reading that backer. He's reading 5. John Bullock. And see, if Bullock flows with it, then he pulls it and takes the gap. John Bullock was a safety.
James Boardman, I need to turn on the AC between the humidity and this game. I'm getting worked up. Oh, my God, yeah. It's not been a crisp game for Nebraska so far. Remember, we're favored by like 21 points.
They've talked about the run game all week. They practice it.
That was a really good play by Newsom.
He's able to get there and beat the lineman White to the block and make the play.
And that was Dakota Williams, the third running back available today for Louisiana Tech, who converted from wide receiver to running back on Monday. He just lost yardage. Way off target.
Deion Pryor has a damn good point. We don't seem to be playing with enthusiasm. This is I'm going to put a tweet out that says Nebraska is flat as a pancake, and that's really it. There's not much energy in this game at all. And you'd think for a team that's 1-2 and not been playing that well, but I don't know. 3rd and 13. We'll see what happens here. Maybe they can get a play going and get something going. Just get some energy up. And they call a run play. I guess they got positive yardage on a draw. You know, the thing about this game though is that right now, I mean, if you look at it, we're almost done with the first quarter. Is there any threat from Louisiana Tech that they're going to suddenly break this game open? You know, not really. They're making some first downs and they're getting some yardage, but they're not, you know, we haven't seen any indication whatsoever that there's any big play capability in them. It's just that our offense isn't really showing a lot of stuff, and there's Billy Kemp back there waving for a fair catch again. I thought we were going to, actually do punt returns. And here we go, again on offense. Oh, my God.
6-6 leg into it. There's a timeout on the field. We're back at 15 seconds in Lincoln.
Junior Xavier Weaver. This Oregon defense has not been a great tackling unit so far this year.
Oregon's on defense. Let's see a pick six.
Sets up 3rd down here. One thing that Oregon does extremely well is Jalen mixes up his 3rd down packages. They have so much variety in looks they can give you here.
We've already told you about the struggles that the offensive line of Colorado has had. 3rd down and 5. Pressure on Shador. Able to get into the shallow cross. He finds Antonio. And it's good that
Nice 3rd down pickup by Colorado on a crossing route. I mean, they put pressure on the quarterback, but
it looked to me like it was Borkercher who had that job, who had a nice block there to spring.
I missed the play out of the – oh, my gosh.
Sprung for 43 yards.
43-yard play, and I missed it. For God's sakes, did you guys see that? What happened? Maybe I should turn away more often. We'll have more big plays if I'm not watching.
What you like to see from right here in the hole. Watch. Boom. It's going to make you miss. That is really well done. Picked up another 3 yards after that.
You know, they look – I guess they needed that one play that I didn't see. Was it an option keeper by Harburg, and it was 40-some yards? Oh, and it's the quarter. The quarter's over.
I have a girlfriend, and she likes college football.
The stars have arrived.
I made my choice. This season, I'll be drinking Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream.
And everyone wants a taste of fame.
Welcome back to Chuck's Take, because every fan needs a podcast.
To get a thick color, I use 2 coats of blue. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
I love your nails.
Thank you.
Caleb Williams is transferring to Wendy's for the new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
All of us crunchy boys and say
passing situation. This is where the defensive line's been compromised, but they drop 8 against it. And staying in front of Weaver, they're able to secure him after just a game.
Oh my God.
So as an example of what Oregon does on third down, it looks like they've got 6 guys up on the line of scrimmage, and they're going to be blitzing everybody. At the very last second, they drop a guy out, and that's the guy who ends up making the tackle on the receiver tunnel screen.
4th down for Colorado, because I wanted to go back to this game so I'd miss the other one. Aaron Drury asked, why can't Sims be the backup running back? Because we need quarterbacks. We still need quarterbacks. We have running backs. One of the things we haven't seen is Emmett Johnson in the game yet. Mr. Minnesota has been in on kick returns. We really haven't seen him do anything this year, and he's a guy that probably should be on the field during this game. You want to get your starters going, I think, before you – I don't know. You could probably swap him in there and see what he's going to do, but you're not getting much stuff pushed with the your Anthony Grant at this point. But that's really why Sims can't be their backup running back, is because we need quarterbacks. And as James Boardman points out here, Sims has a sprained ankle, and it's a high ankle sprain, which I understand takes a while to heal. And so we have running backs. We have a number of guys that are running backs. We just haven't seen them. We haven't heard their names. And unfortunately, we lost 2 really good ones. Or 2. Yeah, I think 2 really good ones. Plus, I mean, the guy, Sims isn't taking any reps at running back. He's played quarterback his career and, maybe not in high school, but that doesn't matter now. He's been a quarterback, and he has had no reps whatsoever, and that counts for stuff. You can't just move guys normally. You know what you can move? You can move sometimes skill position guys that are receivers and quarterbacks or defensive backs. You see that a lot. Okay, second quarter. Let's get a score here. Toss, sweep, nice run. 8-9 yards by Anthony Grant. Blockers in front of him. That was decently executed. I mean, you always, Nebraska guy, I guess old Nebraska guy that was used to, we scored 40 yards on every play.
They're picking this offense up. They're getting a feel for the guy behind them.
84, is that Fedoni? He could have held his block just a little longer, and that probably play had been sprung open. But I think he's doing better than he did earlier in the season. And there's a kind of an inverted veer read play that was well read and not blocked well by us. Well, it was not blocked well by us. Or that, again, if you saw the open space behind that block, it probably would have been 10 yards.
I think he's pretty good piper on the inside. That particular play, they doubled on the left side and blew the guy out. Hubbard ran a little too wide and missed the hole and was back to the inside. Which means it's 3rd down.
Well, that was a really good play by their defensive back linebacker coming up into the hole. And
great instincts. Now they give him freedom out there to be able to line up where he thinks he needs to.
you see 54 on this play. I wonder if he's supposed to block inside out, but the guy came up in the hole and just blew the play up. Well, here we go for a field goal. Oh my God, it's a fake. And it's a really, wow. Bleak Road with the fake. Old Ironsides, what a collection of assholes Nebraska has assembled. Well, yeah. Timmy Bleak Road with a fake and a first down on the fake. And then everybody's getting angry about the players getting on the field. So get the hell off the field. And then another option play. Yeah, it's not a, I don't, that's a really well executed. You know, the thing about that execution on that, uh, the fake is look how quick he gets up in the field. He gets up into the hole. He doesn't look like one of those kickers that's like, I don't want anybody to hit me. He just goes right through there like he's been born to do that. Okay, end around kind of thing, jet sweep, touchdown. That's why you do the motion repeatedly. So it's a really nice run. Nice job by Nebraska to get the Fred says after we score, we go for an onside kick. I hope we go for an onside kick, baby.
Marcus Satterfield, the offensive coordinator, told us yesterday that they wanted to get Billy Kemp involved early last week, which they did, and they wanted to continue to get him involved early and more frequently. And he ran it that time, and it scores.
Okay, Nebraska up 7-0. Second quarter, 11:31. I'll probably stay with you for this quarter, and then I'll probably, you know what, he did an excellent job on that. He came around the corner, he made his cut, and it was a really good choice. It was a beautiful play by Billy Kemp. I can see why you can see kind of why they want to get him more involved in the offense, but well, let's face it, we don't have a great passing offense. Still 13-0 Colorado. Fred Sacco's heading to his niece's concert. Have fun, everybody. Oh my God. All of my kids play music when they were young, you know. And as a parent, you're kind of like, oh my God. You know, as a father, I'm sure their mother loved it. She's not here, but you know, when they were young, you're like, oh my God, is this ever going to get any better? And by the time they were juniors and seniors, they actually were very beautiful musicians. And fake for Oregon. And he is, oh my God, a big guy running up the field. I don't know, the 20-yard gain. I don't know if that was a tight end or a lineman. But they faked a punt on their own, like 25, was it? That's got to really sting Colorado. Yeah, they snapped it to one of their up back guys, and Colorado is just lost here. I mean, you got a huge guy running up the field by himself. Two up back guys. One of them flattened a guy on a block, and it was beautiful. 18 yards for that guy. Okay, back target.
And that's number 3, and he runs right past it. Really well done. Both tight ends get their blocks. Kemp does what he has to do.
Okay, let's get the defense. Let's get some fired. Let's not look flat anymore. And there's a hole. And there's a hole, and he's gone. Oh, there's a flag. Aaron Dury says, can your wife run a 4.540? I don't know. You know, she stays in very good shape. She used to run marathons. She's had some problems with her hips, but she still stays in very good shape. I don't know if I could ask her. So this is coming back on a hold because, that's what they do is throw flags on kickoff returns. Oh my God. Yeah. The guy was going to make the tackle and he's grabbed from behind and just pulled down. So there was a reason for that to be a full return. You'd see it to the right on this. No, you can't. There he is right there. 36. Our guy 36 is just pulled. He's pulled by the back and he's pulled down away from the ball carrier. Otherwise, he probably would have made that tackle.
So much for Maryland and its slow starts. They have jumped all over Michigan State. Tyrese Chambers, the Florida.
I don't know if you're seeing this Maryland update up on 21-0 over Michigan State. Here's the thing. I think Michigan State is their damaged program, not just because their coach got fired, but because I don't think Mel Tucker was doing that good a job for him anyway. I think they realized that. I think they looked at it and thought, oh my God, this is a disaster in the making. And then Mel Tucker gave them a perfect out of saving them $80 million. And play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Tiger, Shark, Diver, John, how pissed off you think our defensive players are in the locker room? I think that was a really nice play, and it's a reception, isn't it? Yep, first down for them. I think that's a good question. I'm sure your defensive coaches look at you and say, stop worrying about this shit. Do your jobs and we'll be fine. And that's what you have to focus your players on is you're going to do your job and let those other guys over there worrying about those doing their job, and then we're going to see what happens. I know we go into this stuff a lot about people losing their confidence and losing their faith in the team or the faith in the offense, and I suppose that does happen a lot. But that's part of being leaders on a team and having good coaches that can get that mentality out of your head to say, you guys are going to have to stay in this because you might have to win some games this year. And when you do, everybody will love you more than the offense. That's how I would handle that anyway. Henrich's in the game, obviously. Oh. Another first down for Louisiana Tech. I mean, guys, come on. They're going quick. They're going to this screen again, and the screen is blown up. This is a backup quarterback again.
They're letting him be. They're keeping him static. They're not really moving, which surprises me. You have a guy like this, I'd start putting him in motion, and then once
I'm going to pull up something real quick.
You can get him in open spaces easily.
This would be a good time for the offense to get a turnover, or the defense. I'm sorry.
He has running back skills, and he had that. It's not the first time he showed up in a running back spot, but he's definitely one of those guys who can play outside and inside. Not easy to do. 6'2", 200 pounds from Longville, Louisiana.
Tiger Shark Driver is out in the out in the woods, and he asked, has anyone got a stream? You know what? As part of my thing with the SB Nation, we are legally obligated to not allow stream posting on our comment threads. And I imagine that applies to YouTube for me too. But we have been actually told for many years, remember to not allow the illegal stream posting in your threads because it really pisses off their sponsors and da da da. Let's see where we're at here instead of switching over. So it's 7-0 Nebraska. Nebraska with 122 total yards. Louisiana Tech with 76. We have 95 rushing yards. That's not terrible. I mean, Harburg's 2 of 6. Their quarterback is 9 of 14 for 58 yards, which is, decent completion, but not a lot of yards out of it. And DeColdis Crawford, I thought he was injured, but he does have a catch, 1 catch for 7 yards. Somebody posed. Vince Watson says it's 21-0 Oregon. That's so sad. That's just terrible. And it just hurts you right in the. Oh, look, the trivia question. What former Louisiana Tech and NFL wide receiver set the NCAA single game record of 405 receiving yards in 1998 versus Nebraska? We all know that, right? Troy Edwards. I wasn't at that game, but I remember watching it and how we just, we didn't really make any changes to cover him. And it was like, look, here's an NFL wide receiver. Go see what you can do against him. And, he got his yardage. That's a guy wide open there and a nice catch, and they're down at 26.
Exceptionally well. Ball hung up in the air for a long time. Had he thrown this on a line more, he would have given him a chance to be able to get it earlier and get up the field instead. And it was behind a little bit. But he does a nice job of coming down with that catch. See, he bobbled it a little bit. Cyrus Allen was a guy who last year averaged 22 yards per catch. That went for 28.
See, quick passes, nice, almost a 10-yard gain on the screen. One blocker took 2 of our guys. I don't think Nebraska fans will be too happy if they score on this drive. 15-yard line. Spread out all over the place. That was second one. They picked up a first down.
He's not as fast as Tyreek Hill. He has that quick twitch, make you miss stuff in him, and he plays with the same kind of confidence as Tyreek Hill.
And he repelled opportunities going into his 6th year of college football to go elsewhere. He was approached with opportunities, and Sonny Covey said he wanted to stay and cement himself as one of the great all-time Louisiana Tech players.
We're not getting any pressure on this guy. And they kind of need to do something about that. was a good call on the run play, and there's a touchdown. Pretty easy. One bad tackle, and it's scored, and then now the game's going to be tied. Oof.
And the difference is wrapping your arms. And when that doesn't happen, there's the result. Well done there by Fields. Clyde Bayer and Quentin Newsom will be disappointed that they did keep Fields out of the end zone. Fields has his
tie game, 6:07 left in the first half. They damn near missed that extra point, but they didn't miss the extra point. Two guys had the tackle on that and missed it. Oh my God. What did I say earlier, that Louisiana Tech looked like they had no chance of breaking this open or anything? And Colorado just threw an interception. And Shadir looks dejected. At least I have that going for me. Okay. Ray Robular says it's designed for no pressure. I don't know about that. Lene says the offensive line seems to be in slow motion. They do seem slow off the ball. Target Shark driver, John, I'm going to send you primetime sunglasses. Okay. Andrew Smith, oh my God, feels worse because tackling. Ray Robler says we've got this, and then Simplify. It is Simplify, isn't it? It's a Marine thing, right? Oh my God, James Boardman. That's it exactly. James Boardman is it. The rule needs to start licking his lips. It's the only way. Mini Hunt says, what's going on with our defense? Well, what's going on with our defense is Louisiana Tech is, executing some plays, just enough plays to stay in the game, get some first downs, and moving our defense all over the place, and then they get a good drive going, and there you go. So what do we got? We got where is Teddy at left tackle? Still injured, I would assume. Dion Pryor says we don't look like we have intensity. That is, yeah, that's it. Okay, jog onto the field.
No doubt about that. Like he has his braces on the foot there. That's not a good sign.
Okay. Option, cut in, run. There you go. Harburg, 20 yards. He's going. He's going. And he's gone. Wow. Okay. 75 yards. And there's a flag. You know damn well they're going to call a holding here. One thing I'd say about that is Harburg ran a lot faster than I expected him to. Okay, so we get a holding call that negates the long fucking run, and then we get a sideline interference call on Louisiana Tech. Could we not see Matt Rule arguing with them? Could we see the holding call? Okay, here we go. Oh, come on. Did you come down here just to be smug? Well, you know what? He's still got, what, a 20-yard gain out of it? Go do it again. Oh, my God. Or you could have not called it on either of them because it looked like the defensive player was holding Kemp more than the other way around. Well, Grant's coming off the field with an injury because that's what we need. Emmett Johnson in. We expected to see him today. We might see Quentin freshman from Beverly, New Jersey as well.
So he's exciting in a lot of different ways.
Again, Ramir Johnson and Gabe Irvin Jr. are done for the season with injuries. Anthony Grant has been the man all day, but that'll turn to Emmett Johnson.
You know what? That was a nice fake, and it was a really on-target catch to Alex Bullock. Slant.
So they fake inside, they draw those backers, and then this route is a good route because the defender has to stay on your backside. And so you have an automatic defender behind you. You just make the throw and make the catch. That'll be accurate, and he was.
That is the first catch today for Alex Bullock, former walk-on, now scholarship player.
Oh, goodness. That was just a broken play all around. Ooh.
Somebody missed somebody up front, so he just came clean. Nobody touches him. You can see him right there. It was a stunt move to the top side.
That was really shitty.
So here comes Jeff Sims.
Jeff Sims is in the game.
But he is capable of coming in here in this particular situation. Sims, the starter in the first 2 games, but was injured and out last week. And he goes in. Harvard has to come out for one play due to his helmet coming off. Second and long after the sack. Sims got away.
Oh my God! Offense is moving down the field, and we just decided, oh fuck, we blocked enough. We don't need to block anymore on this drive. Let's just did what the hell? It was that's a left guard that just is walking around there. Is that Latosky? Third and 22 after scoring a touchdown on one long 75-yard run that gets called back on holding. Oh, now the pass blocking isn't too bad, but nobody's open. And then it's a shitty throw. And there you go. And there's a Ooh.
Career punt return average is about 11 yards. Markers down. Pass is completed by Brian Bushini.
Probably an offsides call.
I think he's a next level guy. You like to see the thing that I like about him most. He got a little bit of the belly going there right there. You gotta love that guy. But he's got great quickness. He's got really good vision, and looks like he's a really good football team. And of course, the coaching staff they couldn't say enough about it. Yeah, they love.
Aaron Dury asked why is Sims in. Sims went in because Heinrich Harburg got his helmet torn off during that sack, and if your helmet comes off, you have to come out of play. Could we get a personal foul here? My God, this is rough. Every time you think you watch the rest of the Big Ten West, you think, okay, maybe we can get to a bowl game. And then you watch our team and you go, well, maybe not. And Oregon is in commercial. Let's check on Illinois. Florida Atlantic is beating Illinois. You know, next year when the Big Ten changes and we don't have divisions anymore, they're still going to have a name for the Big Ten West, and they're just going to call it the bottom of the conference. Of course, Rutgers is going to join us over there. Indiana. Isn't Indiana on the other side? I never remember where this stuff goes. Mike Wilson says we're a couple of years away from a bowl game. Well, the thing is everybody else is kind of crappy too, so you never know what you're going to get out of this. Oh my God. No matter what, I can't find a 4-game thing with Nebraska and Colorado in it. What the hell is with these people? Okay. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's see. Paul says, can we get Bill Bush to come back and fix special teams again? Tiger Shark Driver, I think that was a travesty letting Bill Bush go. Minnie Hunt is, I'm a Bill Bush fan too. And Sam Roberts, which is Fudge, which is a very nice way of putting how this game is going so far, which is not really great. Okay, defense get a turnover, pick 6. Come on, get some pressure on the quarterback or something. I guess they're rushing 3, and they're dropping 8. Just pick off a ball. Just intercept the pass. Run it to the other end to where we get points for it. Maybe nobody's explained that part to them. They go in at halftime and they go, hey, did you guys know that if you catch the ball when you're on defense and run to the end zone, you get points? What? We never did. Nobody ever says this. Yes, it's how Iowa wins all their games. Did we pick it off? Now it's Ty goes the receiver.
Newsom is there. Cyrus Allen is there. And the official's there. And he's saying it's going the other way to Cyrus Allen. Right? No, if you both have it, like in baseball, Ty goes to the runner. In football, if you both have it, it's the offense's ball.
No, it's not an interception. It's close.
To Cyrus Allen. Empty backfield. There's Matt Rule.
You know what? They showed Matt Rule. He wasn't licking his lips. No wonder this game is so. And it's a delay a game. James Boardman. Dion is getting violated by Ned Beatty in Deliverance. Andrew Smith, what if this continues? What impact on Rule? He's got a year. I mean, there's no impact yet. He's got to build a program. I know that everybody's like, ooh, Colorado turned this around in a year. Well, they didn't. And we're finding that out today, and we're going to find it out more next week. People could point to USC, Lincoln Riley. You turned it around a year. Well, USC wasn't depleted of stuff. And Nebraska's problem, I'd say Nebraska's biggest problem right now, and we all know this, the offensive line is still just – we can all blame Jeff Sims, the quarterback play and stuff like that, but really, offensive line can make up for a lot of that. Tiger Shark Driver, what has Tide Robinson done in his whole career? Well, he's doing a pretty good job in this defense, honestly. Okay, 3rd and 6, incompletion. I think Ty Robinson is actually doing pretty well. Tiger Shark Diver, Ben Hart having a job is insane. I think they've done better this year in their blocking. Can we see a punt return here? Can we not fair catch? And you're fair catching. You're getting away from whatever. 2 minutes. We're going into the 2-minute offense. You know what the 2-minute offense is when Heinrich Harburg takes an option and keeps it and runs 75 yards for a touchdown. Except this time he doesn't have to run 75 yards. And nobody gets called for holding.
Reaction on what's transpired in the first half of this game. The touchdowns have been scored on the second quarter. And Nebraska, to your point, Matt, in terms of driving for points, they have all 3 timeouts. So anything and everything's available to them right now. Anthony Grant left off earlier in the second quarter for a play or two, but he's back in and runs for 4. Tech's done a nice job here, at the line of scrimmage. They haven't been getting run on. The only thing that they really haven't been able to handle.
Anthony Grant's back in the game. That's good.
And he's getting to the edge. They haven't had that answer. There have been 13 first down snaps in the game for Nebraska. They run on 11 of them, including just a moment ago. The 2 times they brought back the pass on first down, they've been sacked.
Okay, option.
Sliding down the right side. The holes are huge on some of those option plays for Harvard to keep it. The Sean Hall and Zach Simons goes down that hole and stop it at the 44.
Okay, 1:15. This isn't our 2-minute offense. It's 3rd and 1. Could you run the – come on. Some kind of urgency? Apparently not. Oh. He didn't get there. So it's not going to be a first down. Well, maybe they're going to give him the spot. Okay, it's first down, Nebraska, midfield. You know, go. Here's your choice. You're going to take a shot to the end zone because if you do, you're going to do it here. And if you don't take a shot to the end zone, you're just going to go, oh, well, let's try some kind of run that might break open. And I think the fear would be, let's go ahead and take a shot, and then our quarterback gets sacked and coughs up the ball, and then they score. And then at halftime, we're down, and everybody in the entire world that's any kind of Nebraska fan is pissed off. Aaron Dury posts 28-0 Oregon. Wow, that's just horrifying.
See what he can do. Same thing with split character. They're the same guy. Johnson is the running back, and Kemp to Matt's.
Okay, here's your shot. And that was really not close to anything. His
Louisiana Tech understands that Kemp is a guy too. So what can they do? They lined up on him and they camped him for about 4 yards down the field. So
okay, receiving. No Thomas Fedoni receiving. Let's see. Timmy Bleakroad has 1 reception on the, that's technically a reception. Billy Camp. Is this not updated? What the hell? That is a good play. Okay, 30 seconds. We're at the 32-yard line. Who was that? Camp again. I'm sorry, I was looking at rushing. Timmy Bleakroad had 1 rush for 10 yards. Camp 3 for 49 at this point. Alex Bullock's 1 for 14. 1 more shot to the end zone here. Nope, underneath, and it's flattened. You want to get your guy killed. That was Emmett Johnson. Tiger Shark Driver says Satterfield was hated at South Carolina. I've said this before. Few teams like their offensive coordinators. Very few people.
If you see this on the big picture, they had Camp down the middle of the field wide open. You didn't see him.
Mike Ferrazzo says Satterfield was hated here as well. I haven't learned to hate him yet, but the pieces are not in place. There's a pass and holding. There's a flag. That possibly could have been a touchdown to Fedoni if the holding wasn't there. Was that Fedoni? 24, not Fedoni. Big, tall guy, though.
Cincinnati, Cecil Singleton Jr., a transfer from Miami, Ohio, in his second year now in Louisiana Tech. Right there it is. It was a hold. It appeared to be so. You're correct.
Oh, yeah. What is Fedoni?
He can run, and he'll get better the more he just gets his strength back. He had 2 ACLs.
Don't throw an interception. There's a ball. Again, to Alex Bullock, 6 seconds. I don't know. Kick a field goal. Tiger Shark Driver, what happened to our 24-year-old receiver coach prodigy? I don't think we have receivers, honestly, other than Billy Camp, who's fast. I mean, you're looking at Alex Bullock. I don't know if the accolades would be like, oh my God, Alex Bullock's going to be an NFL player. And I don't mean to be rude to him, but we are severely lacking in wide receiver depth, and the freshman we're looking at hopefully coming on, and that's a bad miss on a field goal. That's not even close. Wow. Holy shit. What a Tiger Shark Driver says it was our deepest in the summer. Wide receivers. You know, the thing is, the younger guys, the freshmen, haven't even hit the field yet. Mini Hunt says this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This was a really moribund first half, a very moribund first half. I think I'm going to be done at halftime because an hour 46 of this is quite long. Okay, you know, if this halftime, let's go look at the stats real quick. Seven to 7. Nebraska has 188 total yards in offense compared to the Louisiana Tech's 132, 125 rush yards, 4 penalties for 35 yards. That's kind of deceptive because, you know, one of those penalties knocked out a touchdown. Would have made everybody feel a hell of a lot better about themselves. First downs, 11. Total plays, 35. That's not a lot of plays. Let's see. Sacks. Louisiana Tech has 2 sacks for 17 yards. And here's another key. Louisiana Tech has 5 tackles for a loss for 21 yards, a loss for Nebraska. This is a pretty moribund. It's a flat half. Somebody needs to go into halftime and I don't know, do something to get these guys going because right now they just look flat as shit. They look like, oh, you know, we're supposed to win, so maybe we just show up and then we'll win. And Deion Pryor says this is so Scott fraud. I don't know. Tiger Shark Driver, I want to hear this halftime speech. Tiger Shark Driver, I say screw it and let the freshmen play all now. I think the key with that is this, or the freshmen actually, I mentioned this in the shows, are the freshmen doing what they need to do to get on the field? And what that means is learning the playbook, going to class, getting the team meetings on time, doing all the weightlifting they're supposed to be doing. Because if they're not doing that, they're not following the rules. And they're not following the rules, they're not going to get on the field. If you don't do that stuff just because you go, well, we want to win games, then you end up like coaches that play favorites, and they're not the best coaches. So what's this? James Boardman. Hope Rule has a spit and snot halftime speech. And then Minnie Hunt says, spit and snot, LOL, what is that? That is where you scream so much at people that you end up spitting a lot and that snot starts pouring out of your nose because you're just using your butt. It's, well, you know, Minnie, what the hell? Have you never, well, maybe guys didn't yell at women that much. I don't know. I of course have had people yell at me like that in my life, sometimes in my professional career. Okay, you know what? This was an interesting experiment for the first half. I didn't yell as much as I thought I would. It was actually much more calm. Because right now inside, I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is just a bucket of shit. It's really what it is. It's a pretty shitty halftime for a team that really doesn't need shitty halves and really needs to kind of get their shit together. And I could say shit 42 more times. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see if we can do this again. Maybe, you know, I think that it would be better planning in the future by me if I had 2 of us so that we could play off each other. That's why I have a play-by-play guy and a color guy in the booth. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to go. Oh my God, Vince Watson says Ducks have more points than CU has yards. Let's look that really. I need to feel good. Colorado, Oregon. It's 28-0. Minnie Hunt, I never played football. Duh. Didn't anybody scream at you for anything else in your life? I mean, I had bosses scream at me, but the spit and snot thing. Oh my God, it's 35-0 Oregon. That's so horrifying. You realize they won't shut up about the Dion thing anyway, because there'll be some excuse and there'll be some like, oh, well, that's his first. You realize that no matter if they get beat 78-3, the media people will still make excuses for them. They will still say, oh, well, he's just starting. And, he's just in his first year. All the stuff we told you about Matt Rule. Minnie Hunt says, John, you should be in your bathroom right now. I should, but for something else. We'll see what happens. Mike Ferrazzo, if Nebraska played Oregon, it would be 60-0. I would hope that the defense would get up more for the game, so it would only be 48-0. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'll tell you a story right before I leave. My real life, I'm an IT consultant, and a lot of my IT consulting career has been disaster recovery. It isn't anymore because this just doesn't happen as much as it used to. But a lot of my IT career was being called and going into companies where like the whole network was down or all the company systems were down. And I would go into the worst situations possible. And a lot of times, a few times I would get this call and it'd be just, you need to go here. Literally one time I went to a company in northern Minnesota. I didn't have any clothes, didn't have anything, and I just went to Target after I was done for the day and bought clothes for the night. But they said, you need to get to these companies. Their systems are down. The networks are down. What else can you tell me? They could tell me nothing. They just called. It's an emergency. They know you can fix this, da-da-da-da. And I'd walk in, and I'd have to deal with executives or CEOs that literally would be screaming in my face sometimes. I had a guy spit in my face one time. And what happened, this is probably when I was about 25 years old. What happened was, he was an asshole anyway. He was so much an asshole, he would park in the handicap spot in front of his building, and his own employees would call the police on him. But he started screaming at me, and he literally is spitting in my face. And all I can think of is that scene from National Lampoon's, come on, Animal House. Is there a pledge pin on your uniform? The screaming that goes on there. And so I started laughing, and he didn't like that much. But I was used to people screaming at me. And that's where the spit and snot king thing comes in. Eddie Minky, Tiger Shark driver. John, how are you feeling? Well, I'm being reserved because I'm on a live stream, honestly. Otherwise, it's not good. I mean, I think Nebraska is a 21-point favorite in this game for a reason. And the reason is because we should beat this team by that much. I don't think Vegas doesn't fuck around with lines. You know what I mean? They don't just go, oh, we're just going to magically put this lines here. They actually usually know what they're doing pretty well. Let's say Eddie Minky, Satterfield looks pretty bad right now. We can't overact right here. Nebraska fans have a tendency of the season to overreact to legit everything that happens. Legit, let's settle down. My God, Eddie. Settle down. Oh, Tiger Shark driver, I mean your health. It was a tough week, just a lot of headaches and a lot of fatigue, but it just goes up and down like this. That's what it is. Sometimes you have bad days and sometimes you have good days. And you just do my best to not minimize the bad days. Okay, halftime, coming up on 2-hour stream. One of the things I've learned is that I shouldn't push myself too hard, and this stuff it's fun. I enjoy interacting with people, but at the same time, it can be really tired. James Boardman says, thank you for doing this. You know what? Maybe we'll try to do this planning better in the future. Like I said, have two of us, maybe start closer to game time or maybe do halftime stuff. We'll see what happens and we'll figure it out. I mean, I experiment a lot on things. I still think I don't really have any fear that Louisiana Tech is going to win this game, but at the same time, what you really want to see, put it this way, Michigan is our next opponent, and we know that they're good, and we know that this team should be using this game to prepare for the season. And this offensive line against Michigan's defensive line, and you think that Heinrich Harburg is getting sacked this badly just because we call a pass play, Michigan is going to eat him alive. If this is how this offensive line is going to play next week, they're going to get their quarterbacks killed. And I mean, just mutilated. So something has to happen here where, we get a little more energy. And I think that's the biggest problem with this game right now is that Nebraska has come out and just went, and that's probably the part that's the most aggravating. There's really no energy in this game. There's no energy in this. And if you've ever, I've done photography on the field. We actually have a photographer there today. When you're on the field at Memorial Stadium, that whole stadium with 90,000 people, it's like a giant human magnet. Okay? So when you are standing on the field and the crowd has energy, you literally can have energy just coming. Maybe this sounds kind of fruity, but it's a giant freaking energy magnet there of human beings. And if the crowd needs something to feed, you know what I mean? The team and the crowd need to feed off each other. So I don't know, the team or the crowd, got to be the team, because I think the crowd is a little skeptical about everything right now. But teams got to, figure out that, we're at home. We need to get our energy up. We need to show energy to the crowd, and they'll give us back, be like a giant reverb loop that'll just go, and then we'll destroy the other team. Wesley Wood, LOL, Nebraska is horrible. Well, they are in this half. That's for damn sure. Okay, I'm going to go, you guys, and we'll look forward to a good second half. And I don't know, halftime adjustments. We'll see, we'll see if they, come out like two guys are missing because they were just beat up so bad in the locker room. That's a terrible thing to say. Okay, goodbye. Take care of yourselves. Thank you for showing up.